This is case 25-055-219, State of Michigan versus Terry Maurice Allen, counsel.
Samuel A. Ragnan for the people, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor. Brendan Bird on behalf of Terry Allen. Mr. Allen waives his right to formal reading, was advised his constitutional rights, and will stand mute.
Court will enter not guilty plea on your client's behalf. As to bond.
Well, yeah, the people are asking for $50,000 personal bond, but we're asking for two things. We're asking for an alcohol tether, and we're also asking for a tether with home arrest. First of all, he was caught again for driving under the influence, and he fled from the police twice, and driving fast to neighborhoods and disregarding traffic signals, which cause a great danger to the community and to the police. But I believe, Your Honor, that he also has at least 4 previous convictions for operating third offense, while operating impaired back on 12/15/14, and then 3 of them on December 15th, 2014. Also got attempt receiving concealing stolen property, but with the number, and he has no license. His license has been revoked, at least from my understanding, for quite some time. But he keeps driving his vehicle, and then he speeds away from the police, which I think is a danger. So I think definitely needs an alcohol tether, and I think a tether with home arrest is most important. Thank you.
Thank you.
What's confusing to me about his previous criminal history that's on the complaint, Your Honor, is we have 3 different operating while intoxicated on the same day. Now, I'm not sure if those are 3 different cases, but I don't see how he would have 3 of those on the same, 3 different ones on the same day, if they're not just 3 completely different cases. But another thing, Your Honor, my client wasn't charging with fleeing. The prosecution has the ability to bring those charges. They had the ability to bring those charges after analyzing the evidence, and he's not being charged with fleeing. He's being charged with his OWI third. He's a 45-year-old lifelong resident of Michigan, Your Honor. Indicates to us that he has 1 child. He is employed. He's been there for about 3 years now.
I've been for 14 years.
14 years. Sorry, thank you. 14 years, Your Honor. And I got confused. He works 3 p.m. to 2 a.m. But 14 years. He went to trade school. He's in the labor union. He went to trade school and college. Indicates to us there's no amount of bond that he could afford at this time. Now, I do understand this operating while intoxicated third offense notice. It is non-assaultive in nature. Respectfully, we're not gonna be objecting to the personal bond. I don't really see a reason for a GPS tether on him. We haven't been presented with anything that makes him a threat to the community. And even if we are going by his last OWI charges, that was in 2014, roughly over 11 years ago. Respectfully, Your Honor, we're going to not object to that personal bond. We're going to ask for no tether at all. But if this court is inclined to give him an alcohol tether, then we would ask, could he be able to turn himself in within 24 hours to receive that tether so he doesn't lose his job and he can still support his family like he's been doing for the past years, Your Honor.
Thank you. Defendant has quite a history of drunk driving. There is some confusion with regard to these 3 priors, all listed on the same day. And court is as confused as defense counsel as to whether or not those are 3 separate cases or what. But being that they are third offenses, that makes this at least his 4th offense, if not at least his 6th offense. So you got to get your drinking under control. It's as simple as that. While this case is pending, you are not to consume alcohol at any time. You will have an alcohol tether. You will also have a GPS tether. You go to work only on that tether. You are not to drive without a valid license.
Yes, sir. I can't wear two tethers. How do I
You
wear
got
two
two,
tethers?
got
That's
two
tethers.
ankles, sir. You got two ankles, right? All right, court will set bond at $20,000 personal. Next court date is probable cause conference, January 22, preliminary exam, January 29, both in front of Judge Giles here in 36th District Court. Thank you, sir. You can step aside.
Permission to speak, Your Honor.
I have one question, sir. Mr. Bird.
One moment, Mr. Allen. One
How
moment.
do I?
Mr. Allen, one moment, please.
Oh.
One moment. Your Honor, respectfully, we're just asking, can he please turn himself in for those tethers? He's not trying to run from this situation. He's gonna end up losing his job.
With the drunk driving record that he has, I am not comfortable with him turning himself in. He'll have to get those tethers before he's released.
I'm gonna get fired. They don't do the tethers for 2 or 3 weeks because of your system down here with the new jail. I'm gonna get fired. I'm gonna be pointless. I won't be able to afford to try to lose my house.
Sir, last I heard on the wait time for tethers, which was about a week or two ago, it was a day and a half.
No, it's not. They just told actually they just said it takes a week, 2 weeks before you can get down there and get you a tether. I will be fired from Chrysler. I have a $900 mortgage on my house. I will lose my mortgage. I have bills. There's nothing else I can say. I have to go to work. I can turn myself in tomorrow and put a tether on, no problem. I have to be able to show up to work or I'm fired. You get 4 days, and that's it.
Mr. Bird, you want to address that?
No 3 days, drunk drivers in 1 day. That's impossible.
Mr. Allen, we tried. Unfortunately, the judge isn't allowing you to turn yourself in. Hopefully.
Been in trouble with drinking and driving in 10 years. What are you talking about? It's 2025 to 2011. It was longer than that. It was the last one, 2014, 13.
Mr. Allen, I explained all this to the judge.
If I don't show up, you can arrest me, fry me, keep me, then I let me get fired. At least give me a chance to keep my job. That's all I'm asking. Just give me a chance to keep my job. Let me show you that I can do this. It's no problem. If I violate, you got it. If I don't, I can prove it to you. Just let me show up to get my job. Boom. I can show up in 48 hours to both places, get whatever you need, paperwork, documents, show them that I'm doing it, show you I'm doing it. I can come down your courtroom and show you I'm doing it. However you need me to do it. But don't let me lose my job. This ain't McDonald's. That's all I got.
Sir, I'm very what's the word? I mean, I'm not trying to make you lose your job, but I also have a requirement to protect the public.
Protect the public from what? I wasn't drinking.
Mr. Allen, one moment. Your Honor, we haven't been presented with any evidence that he broke any bond conditions in the past. We haven't been presented any evidence that he violated probation or violated any order the court has gave him after he had caught these cases, after he had caught any of those cases.
Not one.
He does have driving while license suspended tickets also during this time frame, and so I
never left the crime, never left a scene of anything.
Please, Mr. Allen, please just hold on one moment. I do understand your frustration, but just hold on one moment.
Mr. Ragnow, can you address these three priors on the same date in 2014?
Yeah, no, I can for sure. What I was able to find, if I looked at that as well, is that he pled guilty to driving on third offense, OWI third offense, and he also pled guilty to OWI not third offense. Those are the two charges that I have saw on the PBK on the list of offenses of this defendant and convictions.
Which wouldn't show up as as conviction.
But I have a previous. Excuse me, I wasn't done. That's okay. We have impaired on 5/14/09 as well, Your Honor. Plus, we have at least two convictions on the 14th that I verified, and then now we have an OWI third again. So this would be at least the fourth at the minimum, but it could be also the fifth. I wasn't able to get any more information.
He's repeating the same one over and over. It's impossible to have two DUIs or OWIs on the same day. You know,
two separate charges.
Mr. Allen, please.
Two separate charges, I believe.
Your Honor.
It was not.
Yes, Ms. Coyle.
Lisa Coyle, appearing on behalf of the people, Your Honor. I'm looking at the Register of Actions out of Third Circuit. But it looks like they have on the CCH different arrest dates. I see case number 14-4349. I'm going to pull it up and talk. He was sentenced on December 15th, 14 for OWI third before Judge Lillard. Then on case number 14-10500, that's an OWI third. He also was sentenced on a separate case for 12-15-14 before Judge Lillard at OWI, and it was charged third offense notice. My guess is he pled on both felonies. Probably one was charged high BAC at the time. I'm just looking quickly, but 2 counts of OWI on that 14 case. And then he was also convicted on 18-1020. And that case, Your Honor, he was sentenced before the Honorable Judge Ramsey on February 19th of 19. And he got 2 years probation for OWI third. And he was discharged in 21 on that last case, Your Honor. So that's probably why he had multiple cases running, and Judge Lillard did 2 of them. And then a couple of years later, in 2018, or what did I say, 2019, then he was sentenced before Judge Ramsey.
Thank you, Ms. Coyle.
So he's at least 3 felonies. I think the information, the complaint is somewhat inaccurate, but the conviction dates are, I can run them also in Otis.
He has a conviction on 5.
All right, here's what we're going to do. Here's
2009
okay.
as well.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Coyle.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Coyle. I will drop the GPS tether. There still will be a alcohol tether, and that has to be put on before he leaves detention. Bond is
So that's not a problem. The only problem is I'm gonna get fired.
The alcohol tether is coming a lot quicker, and that's why he did that. That's why he did that for you, Mr. Allen.
No, they do not. They're not. He just told me, did you tell him, please, that he don't come? He just made a big speech to us that the alcohol tether, because it's a tether, anybody that gets a tether, alcohol tether, regular tether, anybody getting a tether because they just moved to the new building downtown, that it would take at least 5 to 10 business days to get this tether. Did you not tell that, sir? I'm talking to your officer. Did you not tell me that, sir? He just had a speech from everybody.
All right. Thank you, sir. You're all set.
So what do I do now? I can't turn myself in and get the tether. I'll get fired. You want your officer to tell you what he just told us? I can't get the.
No, sir. I want you to step away from the camera.
So I can't put your officer on record.
Mr. Allen, you're gonna make things worse. I'm letting you know.